In our previous episode, we toured giant sandstone mountains. I tested cactus needles for appropriate sharpness, wandered through a forgotten mining ghost town, and tried to decipher the artistic intent of an ancient culture. Needless to say, it was a long day, and a nice camp spot and maybe a shower sounded great. And that's where we start episode 4 of our adventure into Utah. You'll want to stick around, this is going to be a good one. As usual, we were chasing daylight with storms lingering nearby. We rolled into camp and it was quick dinners, showers by the river, and our beds were calling our names. This is Lower Onion Creek Campground, and it is a great campground right alongside the Colorado River. It's peaceful, clean, spacious, has awesome scenery. Onion Creek was where we were headed next. Cathedral Trail left us thirsty for more, and I was really excited about this trail. As you can see, Onion Creek is just a stone's throw away from the campground. It's a simpler trail that's great fun. There are several creek crossings, however the exact number is still being debated. You'll not want to get caught here in the rain as it's a flash flood area. There's nothing too difficult, tons of great scenery though. The term overlanding is getting thrown around a bunch lately. I think with all the COVID stuff, the idea of just getting away has gained lots of appeal for people. For myself, it's about giving my family an experience, something more than a hotel room with a view out a window. It's about you existing within that view. You are part of it and it becomes part of you. These are the moments you won't forget, and you may not remember everything that was said, but you'll remember how you felt. You remember how the experience changed you and how different you felt on the other side. These paths are a little off the main road of life, but they have such a great reward, and they are worth taking, sometimes more than once. Here's a Google Earth video of the trail. Hopefully I can use it to fill in some visual blanks that our video taking missed. Mostly it's very calm and easy riding with great rock formations around every corner. It has enough creek crossings to keep things interesting and nothing too deep, but they are great for splashing. Onion Creek Trail ends and it flattens out at Fisher Valley. We weren't sure which way we needed to go, and we did make a left on one of the trails. Things kind of started to get kind of tight, and we opted to scope it out on foot for a bit. Luckily, some guys on trail bikes came by, and they were able to tell us that the conditions didn't really improve, so we opted to turn around and go back through Onion Creek. Here are a few quick shots of Fisher Valley, though. Of course we see storm clouds here, and if you remember what I said about Onion Creek, prone to flooding, and I already had a bath, so we upped our pace on the way out of Onion Creek, just to be safe. There's one tricky section on Onion Creek. It's kind of a switchback section. Unfortunately, I did miss recording it fully on the way down, but it's just steep and kind of off camber. I didn't drive this. My wife, who had basically no off-road driving experience other than Cathedral Valley the day before, and this was only her second time ever even driving the Gladiator, was able to pull this one off. If I remember correctly, we just swung it a bit wide and did a 3-point and turned into it. Here are a few shots going back up it, and you can get an idea of how off-camber that turn could be. But going back up wasn't bad at all. Don't let this spot scare you. It's a really good trail, lots to offer. No big ground clearance requirements or anything like that. There's a little pull-off section here that you can get some nice pictures at. I had a feeling before we ever even left Kentucky that Utah would be something I really liked, and I was completely wrong. My whole family absolutely loved it. It's been weeks now, and we still talk about it every single day. There is a story around every turn. It's an inspiring scene from 10,000 feet all the way down to where you were standing. It's constant amazement that your brain is working overtime to try and process. My daughter Lily says to her, it feels like going back in time, and she just loves it. I really agree. I did not want to leave, but we had to. We hit one last spot, and that was Arches National Park. You'll need a reservation to enter the park, but you can get it online fairly easily. Link is in the description. You can tell them Nick, the guy with the beard, sent you, and they won't know who I am, but you can still tell them that. We decided to do the driving tour, which is one very long highway loop around the park. It has pull-offs and parking for major sections. The mistake we made was arriving in the flat-out hottest time of the day, and it was also the brightest. I'd guess it was 110 out or something, and it was so bright I couldn't even see to take pictures, and I was lucky to even get what I did. I think the morning or the evening, this place would be amazing, even winter or fall, and you could just spend the whole day here looking at this awesome scenery. This is a landscape photographer's dream. Utah has an arch on its license plate, and they got it from this park, so it's their pride and joy, you could say. And coming up here is the North Window Arch. There is a parking lot, and you mostly walk a simple trail up to the window arch. And there's another arch that's connected along the same trail. Like I said, it was too bright and hot to really check much out, but it offered a really nice sort of window view to another section of the park. And then on the other side, so we made a right and went up the hill. On the opposite side, if you make a left in the parking lot, there's another arch on a little hike that way as well. Most of the really great spots are a bit of a hike, so you'll want to prepare for that. Bring water for sure. Much of it's not wheelchair accessible if that's something you're thinking about. And just like that, rain.
There's nothing to
Right
oh,
on
there
Boom!
we go.
So I'll let this clip of us driving the loop in Arches National Park play while I wrap up this section of the video. Like I said, we really loved Utah, and I feel like we barely scratched the surface of what's to be discovered there. I really want to thank Chris and his family, his parents Kelly and Doug, Charles and his son Ethan for making this trip awesome. I absolutely can't wait to plan another adventure. I also want to thank you for watching, especially this far into the episode. It is a lot to put this kind of thing together, and I try to keep everyone engaged. If you enjoyed the series and haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? So from here you might think this is the end, but it isn't. I've got a few more things to show you that didn't make the cut in the video. Our plan was to head through Colorado on the way back home, and we stopped at the Rocky Mountain National Park. This was absolutely an amazing drive, and we had no idea it was going to look the way it did. This highway climbed to like 12,500 feet, and it gives you the most spectacular view that we have ever seen. We snaked our way through this forest, and as you gain elevation, the whole thing just opens up. There is no guardrail, so you need to be careful. Also, these giant poles on the roadsides are there to help show you where the road is when it snows. And yes, apparently it gets that deep.
Oh wow. Bear Lake. Not sure if it's like Yogi Bears, polar bears, black bears, or what, but we'll find out.
Well, sadly this is the end. Thank you so much for watching and liking and commenting. We will be hitting the trails again real soon, and I hope you'll all come along for that adventure also. Remember to go out there and find your adventure.